Joining me now ahead of his APFC debut, ahead of his pro debut, Rob Shermer. As much experience as you can get going into being a professional. How are you feeling, man, about a week and a half out?
Man, I'm feeling good. I'm ready to go. I wish it was this Sunday.
So why now? Why is now the time for you to go pro? Why is now the time for the pro debut? And talk to me a little bit about how that came to be.
Well, now the time is just because I'm excited about fighting for Anthony Pettis. I've trained with him before. We went out to Milwaukee and spent a couple weeks there, and I ended up doing a private with Eli Garcia, and I didn't realize he was his cousin. I just really vibed with him. Like he's just an awesome striking coach. And then next thing I know, he's like, "Yo, Anthony, yo, Serge, come over here." And like, I was getting coached by them. And then I ended up sparring with Anthony a few times and rolling with him and stuff. So I'm just excited to get in there and showcase what I can do for Anthony, really.
What do you know about your opponent, Rochelle Peebles the third? Obviously, there's some amateur experience there, so there's some footage.
Yeah, I mean, looking at his game, I don't want to give away my game plan, but I see a lot of holes and I plan on jumping through them. So I know that he's explosive, he's dangerous with power, but I mean, so am I. So I'm not really deterred by that. Looking at his record, I mean, honestly, he's got a good record, but if I fought the dudes he's fought, I'm 5-0 with 5 first round finishes, in my opinion. I don't think he's challenged himself the way I have. Like, you look at the guys I fought, and I feel like he'd be trying to skate away from those dudes. I don't think he would be chomping at the bit like I was to fight, Chris McCarty and Will Worley. And I mean, dude, my third fight, I fought this dude named DeMar Holloway. He fought at 185 and 170, and he had, I think, like 11 or 12 knockouts on his record. And that fueled me. Like, that made me hungry. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm a different breed than anyone he's fought. So I'm looking to show that next weekend.
What do you have to say to the fans as to why they should watch this one specifically? Obviously, APFC 6 is going to be a special night, but why should they be tuned in to Robert Shermer, Rochelle Peebles?
Because it's guaranteed fireworks. His style isn't a lay and pray type of style, which is why I'm excited to fight him. I don't think he wants to grapple with me. He thinks I'm a brown belt, according to his interview, but I'm actually a black belt. I've been a black belt. I'm a Diego Bispo black belt. I've coached against him at these local tournaments, and my kids are undefeated against him. So I think he understands if we go to the ground, he's going to end up drowning. So it'll be a fun fight for fans to watch because we're going to stand there and slug it out.
Man, what goes into being such a finisher? Is there anything in your mindset? Is there anything in your preparation, or is it just take what comes to you, and what comes is more often than not a finish?
Yeah, I think it's just the way I train. I don't ever really train. I mean, of course, I'm training to go the distance, right? Like, that's a given. You always put in the hard work and run these miles, and you're ready to go the whole time. But when I'm training, I'm just always looking for the kill. I'm always trying to set up a shot or something. I'm trying to draw out a mistake from them, and then I'm going to capitalize on it. And honestly, man, my striking coaches and my brother, I feel like my brother is really sharp when it comes to the striking game, and we've already put together a few traps that I don't see him getting out of them.
Do you have any prediction to how this fight may play out, or is that something you'd rather keep a little tighter to yourself?
I just know it's going to be a finish. And I don't know when, and I don't know how, but I'm going to finish him.
What would you like to say to your opponent just a week out from this one?
I saw him eating Chick-fil-A at a tournament, and that shit just left a bad taste in my mouth, dude. It was disrespectful to me. It was like, really? You're gonna sit here and eat this shit in front of me right now? So he should have been training harder than he was earlier than he was.
It's got to be nice to have not a beef here because there's no disrespect between the two of you, but almost like a motivating factor in a known opponent, someone you've seen around, and something that's a little bit easier to get you going. Is that the case in this one as well?
Yeah, I think so. The first time I ever saw him, he had his Cage Zilla belt at a Grappling Industries tournament or something, and he was saying it was up to me, and like, no disrespect, I just didn't know who he was. So it's cool. I'm motivated to go out there because apparently he's got, a good following in Portsmouth and stuff. So, the people that don't know me from that area will definitely know me after this one.
You're obviously very confident, and that could come from a variety of things: the experience itself, the experience in the cage yourself, I should say, the experience of being a gym owner. What would you say is the biggest factor towards why you are as confident as you are hitting this portion of your career?
Definitely my experience, but more so I've spent the last month training up in MMA with Rick McCoy. and they have a room full of killers, dude. I'm telling you, bro. Watch out for them boys from MMAI. They're all gonna put on a show. They've been pushing me to the brink every time I go there, and I've been going up there consistently. And I'm super ready for this fight.
It's gonna be a fun one next Sunday night, man. What's fight week look like for you come Monday?
Come Monday, we're just gonna do some drilling. I got a few bumps and bruises here and there, nothing serious. So it's really just about getting my nervous system and everything ready to fire, healing up the rest of the way that I can and then just go time. My weight's good. I've been disciplined on my diet and my running. I think I've ran close to 100 miles so far in the past 2 months getting ready for this. So I'm excited to showcase that if I need to. I've gotten tired before in my fights, and that's definitely not going to be the case this time. So that's why I'm so confident.
Stepping into pro, it's got to feel nice knowing that the gas tank's a little deeper. You're ready for a finish. You're ready to go a little further into the deep waters, as they say. Does it matter to you if this one ends early? Obviously, the way luck has fallen before, most of your fights have ended early. But does it matter to you at all if this one goes further? Do you think you'll be just as confident, just as fresh in the second, third rounds?
Oh, I know I will. It could end early. I really feel like it might end early just because of the holes I see in his game. But if it ends up going into the second or third round, I'm going to push the pace on him. As soon as I feel him slow down, like I'm going to slam that gas pedal. So the finish is going to come inside the distance.
Robert Shermer sees the finish coming at APFC 6, Richmond, Virginia. You better have your tickets now. It's going to be a packed house. Robert takes on Rochelle Peebles the third. It'll go down next Sunday on UFC Fight Pass, July 16th. Don't miss it. Robert, I'm sure we'll see you again. Thanks for stopping in, my man.
Thanks for having me, sir.